Hello once again, my name's Ciparian and this is a review of The Hobbit, A Unexpected Journey. This has been requested multiple times on the channel, so today we're going to give this a go. This is going to be a spoiler free version, so if you want to see the movie but want to know what it's like before you go see it, then check this out. For those who don't know what The Hobbit is or what Lord of the Rings is, this is actually a prequel to Lord of the Rings, and it follows the story of Bilbo Baggins, who is in direct relation to Frodo Baggins. It's like his great-great-uncle or something like that. And Bilbo's played by Martin Freeman, who was in BBC's Sherlock and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and it follows his accidental adventure to kill Smaug and reclaim the dwarves' homeland. It's directed, co-written and produced by Peter Jackson, and it's also based on the book by Tolkien. And it was originally a bedtime story, which made me kind of fearful that it'd be based for children, but we'll get onto that later on in the review. The film's split into 3 parts, which is another worry for me because the book itself is shorter than Lord of the Rings. So to make it the same amount of movies, which are all kind of like the same length. I mean, the first movie is about 170 minutes long. That's the running time. So yeah, that kind of confused me. So what he's had to do is he's had to expand upon certain backstories, certain details, and make up some of his own. So it's like putting Middle Earth into Google Maps and then zooming in so you can see every nook and cranny and kind of get it and make it bigger. And that's what he's done with this. He's had to amplify the ambience, he's had to get more detail, and yeah, it kind of works out in some places. Other places it feels kind of out of place. And one thing he did is he kind of expanded upon Thorin's backstory. Now Thorin is the Prince of Dwarves, and his father became obsessed with gold, and it became a sickness in it because the dwarves were mining for like gold, emeralds and minerals and stuff like that when they came across a kind of Arkenstone, which is the heart of the mountain, the Lonely Mountain, and he thought this was a sign of the gods that he should reign forever and he was the rightful king. And he was so deluded because of this that he kept looking for more treasure to like kind of help him with that idea, and he found mountains of treasure. He had loads and loads of gold in his room. He was fucking choking on it. He had a gold fetish. Now, this is quite weird because apparently in Middle Earth it's well known that dragons are attracted to gold. So to have a fucking room full of gold is kind of an accidental suicide note. It's still a suicide note. So what happened is Smaug went and then flew over to Lonely Mountain and raped everyone inside. So the king had to flee against his own will. His son had to try and get him out, and he had to leave the Arkenstone behind, as well as all the treasure. Smaug took over the mountain, and the dwarves became refugees. And that's where the story takes place. That's where it starts. It's about the 14 people going and trying to reclaim what is rightfully the dwarves. Now, a few things to know about this movie are that it's in 3D, as you would expect with any modern movies now, and it's also in HFR. Now, I assume you know what 3D is. It's 3-dimensional, you have to wear glasses and all that. But HFR is a new and very interesting and exciting technology that's just been used for The Hobbit, and it's probably going to be used for many more films in the future. Now, admittedly, it does need some tweaking. It does look weird in some areas, but it's very exciting. Now, HFR is where it's more frames per second than the normal cinema would be. Like, a standard movie is 24 frames per second, and if you play PC games, or any games for that matter, you'll know what frames per second are. It's like how fast it goes and all that shit. And HFR is high frame rate movies, and that means it's at 48. Now, using the larger frame rate has its pros and cons. It improves the quality of the 3D footage, if you're watching it in 3D, because you can get HFR normal, you can get 3D normal, you can get HFR 3D, stuff like that. I would say get it in HFR 3D for the maximum experience, because HFR kind of complements the 3D. Without it, it's kind of stupid. So yeah, the 3D is very well used in some of the scenes here. It kind of reduced strobing and motion blur, but it also kind of takes away from cinematic experience, making it almost look like television and almost a video game. Like some of the CGI scenes, you can tell it's CGI to the extent it looks computer generated so badly. It's quite weird, and some of the characters move like the shit itself. Like there's this one scene where Bilbo is walking in the house and he walks like a fucking duck who's got a nail at his arsehole, so keep that in mind. I mean, there's more pros than cons, but there are pros and cons. Now, those certain parts look nice too, like there's battle scenes, and there's special enough battle scenes because you can see Thorin fighting the goblin and then beside him you'll see like another guy fighting an orc, and you can make out every individual and you'll notice them and everything like that. Whereas in a normal standard movie, it would just like loads of heads colliding, and that's a very nice thing to have. It can take some getting used to. When I got in, I thought there was some kind of weird problem going on because it looked too good, to the extent it looked like it was still made in the studio. But you'll get used to it and you'll kind of grow to love it throughout the movie. I would really recommend seeing it in HFR. A lot of people have been complaining about it, but I can assure you you'll get used to it eventually. It's new technology and all that shit. Now, 3D is used very nicely, but there are some scenes that are only there to showcase the 3D. Like there'll be a scene where they go around the corner of a mountain and you can see the depth of the mountain and how much it bobs out. Or they'll go on a ledge so you can look straight down and see all the bridges and shit. So that's not really a bad thing, but sometimes it feels like they're going, oh, there's a potato over there, let's zoom in on the potato so it looks three-dimensional. Or if there's bats, they'll come straight at the screen, do you know what I mean? But like I said, it's not that much. So the way the story is written is that Bilbo is writing his book, and you can see him writing the book in the Lord of the Rings movies, but it is when Frodo is about to go meet Gandalf in the Fellowship. So Frodo runs out the door and goes, bye-bye, and Bilbo goes, so, I never told you how my story really went. Ha 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 ha, hobbits live in holes, it's not really dirty, la-di-da-di-da, and that's how it's happening. Now, I'm surprised you can remember all this shit, because he's 111 when he's writing this. So you'd imagine he'd miss out on some key features, like you say that the trolls were transvestites with penises in their armpits, but he didn't, so be very thankful. It would have been a very different movie if he had Alzheimer's. Anyway, he's writing it, and he's saying, oh well, in all honesty, this is what happened, and he's telling the whole story, so that he knows he's going to die. Now, like I said, The Hobbit is a kids movie, and that was one of my fears. I thought it would be catered for kids, and it kind of focused on comedy. It kind of did. I mean, to be honest, most of the roles in this movie are for comic relief. I mean, think about it. Most, if not all, the dwarves are for comic relief. There's a fat dwarf who looks like Simon Lane. No offense to Simon Lane from the Outcast, but it kind of does. Like, there's a bit where he'll eat a mince pie and he'll crash the table, and like, they say, "Catch this!" Throw it from his mouth and goes, "Ugh!" Stuff like that. Fat bastard stuff. There's this cross-eyed bastard who I think is really inbred. He's like, and they're just nonsense, total fucking nonsense for the most part with the dwarfs. Bilbo himself is the comic relief because he's so out of place in the adventure kind of thing. He's a hobbit, which is one of the main things. Gandalf, not so much. He's kind of more serious. But yeah, the comedy is like a nice break from the kind of trauma and the combat, but sometimes it feels used too much. Maybe that's just my opinion how a Lord of the Rings / Hobbit movie should be, but still, it's weird. Now, the acting in this movie is quite astounding. So props to Ian McKellen / Gandalf, Serkis / Gollum, and Martin Freeman / Bilbo. But actually, one of my favourite characters and actors was Sylvester McCoy / Radagast. Now, he's a new character who's been added into this. I don't think he was in the Hobbit novel, but he is one of the kind of Order. And the Order would be Saruman, Gandalf, Radagast, and 2 other wizards. And he's actually my favourite character in the whole movie, due to his awesomeness and his rabbit slay. Yes, I said rabbit slay. There's this one bit where he's doing, Gandalf says, "They've got boars." He goes, "I have rabbits!" He goes away in his sleigh and like, it's just, he's epic, he has little rabbits. And he is like the green sage from Jack and Daxter in the sense that he's based on nature. Now, I'm not sure if all the wizards have a certain thing they focus on, but yeah. And all the characters from Lord of the Rings, or would there be new characters if it's from Lord of the Rings, and this is prequel, whatever. Characters from Lord of the Rings make an appearance in this. So there's Arwen's father, she's in it. The woman with white hair who goes stir crazy on Frodo, forgotten her name, but she's in it. Saruman's in it, but he's not batshit crazy. It's before he goes crazy, so it's kind of nice. But there is a sense of darkness, and maybe that's just because I'm used to him being an evil guy, but he is a bit of a twat in this. He's trying to discourage Gandalf from doing shit, but still, it's nice to see him make an appearance, all the other characters. Although, they have barely any face. Literally 5 minutes, they're talking on the table, and then that's it. Same with Gollum. The riddle scene went past so fast, but it was still quite nice. Now, I know you'd want to see the riddle scene. That's one of the main parts of the film that people are looking forward to, and it is really good. I mean, the way Freeman almost underacts the role of Bilbo contrasts with the way Serkis overacts Gollum and kind of makes him paranoid. That's a really nice thing, and the way it gets crazy in the Guy's Days trial. Now, Peter Jackson had to add custom scenes, and the custom scenes themselves feel odd as I said. And one final nitpick is that the younger Gandalf shouldn't really be younger, as he's Mithrandir, which means he doesn't age. So that's kind of one of my personal things, but still. So all in all, it's a great movie, even if it feels like a tech demo at times. Fans of the Tolkien or Peter Jackson movies will feel at home in Middle Earth, and newcomers can join from this point. If you like The Lord of the Rings, you'll love this movie, but make sure to watch it in HF or 3D, or else you won't be getting the full experience. Not much more needed to say. Similar characters don't get enough screen time. It's not a perfect movie by any scene or any extent, but still 9 out of 10. So, hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you had any kind of criticisms, any ways it could be better, then just tell us. And yeah, I'll see you next time.